What does compatibility between a couple mean, babe?
Compatibility is very much a choice. You choose to be compatible to those differences. You choose to find compromises between them.
Time
Right, because relationships are all about compromise.
is obviously not a legitimate factor. You can be compatible in 2 weeks.
In a lot of ways has to do with having aligned values and aligned beliefs.
Like, we are very much not alike.
We just have so much fun together. I think because we're different.
I think it's good to see your partner as somebody that makes you better than you.
Partner. Red flag. Okay, let's analyze this. Are you ready, guys? Let's look at the body language. The girl has a disdainful expression on your face. Her arm is crossed away from the guy. The guy is hover-handing his own girlfriend with his legs pointed away. This is not a good relationship.
Would be without your partner. That's a big part of it.
My name is John.
I'm Keisha.
We're newly married.
Thanks. Just being married for what, 4 months? That's when we started living together. It's like, oh, I really dislike how many socks I see on the floor, but I accept it now.
Every relationships have their arguments, minor disagreements here and there, but
Some major ones too.
yeah.
Red flag. Married 4 months and already major disagreements. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can't make this crap up, guys. Like, be a beta and get tortured. That's how it goes.
We've known each other for 8 months, and we have been officially dating for about 6. I'm actually moving this summer. I'm going to law school in a different state.
You're going to Houston.
Oh my god, wow. Awesome.
We met in October.
Never, ever, 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 are you guys listening? Never move for her. She moves for you. Who's the leader of the relationship? You or her?
And have been dating since.
They look nice.
He had something on his Hinge profile about composting, and I was like, that's the guy for me. If there's
Disaster.
a human rights violation.
Okay, let's see. More. Let's analyze the body language here. The guy's body language is very effeminate. And look at the girl, okay? Are you ready? Her leg is crossed away from the guy. Disdainful womanist expression on her face. Her arm forming a shield between her body and the guy. This is not a good relationship. By the way, you can also tell by how she treats the guy. Very badly, I'll bet. But like again, who's talking? Is it the guy or the girl? That's all you need.
Harm to the environment. We really think about it with every single thing that
Lots of tattoos.
we do.
We've been together for 2.5 years, and we're engaged.
We went to the same university and had the same major and had mutual friends, and then we
That's
met on
bad.
Tinder.
Lily and Joseph both seem really
Did xQc just say that's bad? It's not bad. That's not why it's bad. It's bad because the girl has disdain for the guy. If they met through mutual friends, that's perfectly allowed. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Hello and welcome to heliosblog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit that sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content, newly revamped, posting weekly content, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe, guys. You can also drop me a donation like Tom M here, shout outs to him.
compatible. They went to school together. They have similar careers, and the fact that they have made that
Chat.
step towards.
Guys, oh shit, I'm gonna get my buddy. Chat, here's my super hot take. You ready?
Marriage.
I think if you have too many things in common, it's actually bad. If you don't have anything to push you to do something else, or to think otherwise or whatever, or challenge what you think or something,
Disaster. xQc's opinion is garbage. Okay, wait, let's
it
finish.
gets really bad. I think having something different is really important.
Wrong. I actually disagree. So here's the thing. If the girl is too different from you, then there's too much source of conflict. Conflict will kill relationship. Because the guy is constantly annoyed, basically. Now, girls love conflict because, it lets them cycle their emotions. But anyway, no. In general, the best relationships happen between two people that have aligned values. And when I say that, I mean, you know, they're both kind of conservative. You know, they understand the role of men and women. They understand how things are supposed to go. That's when the relationships go properly. When both people understand who's supposed to lead, who's supposed to follow, what are the roles, who does what, and we split the roles, right? It's not equal egalitarian relationship. Those don't work.
My name is Eric.
I'm Jessica, and we've been together for 2.5 years.
A very fun, beautiful, not stressful 2.5 years. It's been great. No problems. Love you so much.
We're definitely opposites attract.
You like very fancy things, and I like street burritos.
Oh, so here's the thing. Actually, guys, these two are a perfect demonstration of how a good relationship runs, okay? And I know they're not the most attractive people, but hear me out. The guy is very clearly, very obviously much more attractive than the girl. Much more. He's at least 2 SMV points above her. Now, neither of them are above a 5, right? The girl is less than a 5 by a lot, and the guy is like, let's say a 5. But this actually is the key to a good relationship. And I'll bet they actually have gender roles. Look, the girl is wearing a dress. She is. And she has long hair. Like, she actually has a feminine appearance. Yes, I know she's not fit. And you know what I say. What men are looking for is fit, feminine, submissive, bedroom fun, loyal, and cooperative, right? But if she's submissive, bedroom fun, loyal, cooperative, and loyal, and not fit, that would produce a very good relationship, especially if the guy is 2 points more attractive than the girl. So it's not optimal, but it could actually produce a good dynamic. Whereas the other people, that's not the dynamic at all.
If I were to put out there a straight ranking right now, I would say 1,
Same. No.
2, but I think I would go...
Honestly, I think 3, 4, 5. No shade.
I would switch 4 and 5.
I feel like they're married. Like, that's a big thing.
You're married.
Yeah. So what? On the surface, like, again, notice how girls communicate, right? Like, on the surface, right? It must be like she's not judging based on like logical criteria. She's judging based on a label, right? If they're married, that means they must be XYZ. No, not necessarily. Also, there's more. I didn't point this out before when looking at these two here. The environmental girl and her boyfriend. I didn't realize this. The guy is like a purse, right? He's like an accessory to the girl. You know, she's like, look at what a virtue signaler I have. I am. I have such a great environmentally conscious boyfriend. It's like almost saying like I have a recycled purse. You know, like a purse made out of 100% recycled materials. It's like that. This guy's just like the classic beta male.
Married, which is points, but you're a new marriage, which is like how many
Yeah, you guys are also
points?
just figuring out
You know
your
what I mean?
conflicts because you just started living together.
I would put us at number 1. I've been really impressed with these two.
I want to rank them 3. What do you think?
I feel good about 3.
3. 4 for the married couple, and I'm sorry, I really like you guys.
That's fine.
But 5.
When we first started dating, we actually had no physical intimacy for a long time, which was a little bit different, I think.
Wow. You know, so like again, look. Are you ready, guys? We can tell the dynamic entirely by the body language of the man in response to this conversation, okay? Look, hands in the pockets. Look at his chin. Sorry, his face. He's guarding his neck. He's looking down. He's embarrassed that his girl revealed that information. We had no physical intimacy for a while. What is she communicating? She's communicating that she's not physically attracted to her partner. She's communicating that she is superior. She decided when they had bedroom fun, and she's using him for all of the other qualities. That's what's happening here, guys. That, like, if you ever hear that, what it means is I see this guy as a beta male. I'm available for flirting. That's what she's saying.
We're both physical touch and quality time people.
Like this makes me melt, absolutely.
Lily and Joseph, like you can tell he's like obsessed with her.
Because of our faith, we agreed that we wanted to save like sex until after marriage, which made like after marriage a lot more special after that.
Okay, here's more disdain. Are you ready? Look. Look. The guy is happy, but you can tell by his expression he's clueless. He's a beta male. The girl, look. She's holding on because she has to. It's a duty. But look, her head is turned away. Her mouth in a tight-lipped smile. Her eyes squinting, looking away, being like, oh my God, please don't reveal this. How embarrassing.
I would probably put Keisha and John in fifth. Honestly, it's so hard. But what compatibility is to us is so different.
We've been having a sexual relationship for 2+ years. Like, we know each other.
I think Erica and Jessica were the most compatible.
They're just comfortable with one another. They don't mind teasing one another.
Exposing each other.
Yeah.
I think you guys are number one. I think.
Again, guys, when the man is 2 points more attractive than the woman, it actually produces a good relationship. And look at the two in the middle. Like, you cannot make this crap up. The guy's body language is extremely feminine. Like, it's possible that okay, anyway, let's continue. Let's go to Rollo Tomasi's article. It's called "She Turned on Me." Rational male regular Glenn had an interesting exchange that went like this. My marriage exactly. And she really did turn on me by the time my daughter was 2, also having 2, bad things happen. It was as though a switch went off and she simply hated me. In my case, I had too much dignity and many women who were interested in me who seemed quite fine. So I put my foot down in my ex, then just began an affair with a plan B she had in the wings. Hotties always have a plan B, guys, especially wives. She married him and destroyed him too, but it wrecked my relationship with my daughter along the way. So much destruction and pain. I often look back on my marriage now from the RP perspective and have started to blame myself for not being more dominant and not seeing crap tests for what they were. But I also wondered if there was anything I could have done. She was hot. There were always good-looking guys willing to sleep with her. I mean, is it just inevitable for some women? Okay. As I'm finishing the final evidence of the next book, I'm once again reminded of its main purpose, a cautionary explanation of what men can expect of contemporary women at various phases of their maturity. In anger management, I detailed the anger men directed themselves, not at the women who followed a natural, predictable flow of rationalizations and social conventions that can be expected as their conditions in life dictate. Naturally, any anger a man may deal with or express in this regard is always presumed to be directed towards women. A feminine dominant social order is one founded on the innate solipsism of women. Okay. Betas at the epiphany. I've discussed in several prior threads the AFBB strategy women use in both the short and the long term. What I think needs a bit more explanation is the long-term effect of that strategy on the beta man's mindset as a result of his femme-centric conditioning. So guys, as I go back to the video, the relationships video that xQc is commenting on, just think about this, okay? When a woman approaches and enters into an epiphany phase, she has a limbic understanding that her genetic chips need to be cashed in with a man who has proper long-term provisioning potential. For the greater part, those men are at least expected by women to have a blue pill beta conditioning that will make them more compliant with what's becoming now an unignorable open hypergamy. So these are the men Sheryl Sandberg described as someone who wants an equal partner, someone who thinks women should be smart, opinionated, and ambitious, someone who values fairness and expects, or even better, wants to do his share in the home. These are knife euphemisms used to describe a man willing to accept his position of powerlessness in the grand scheme of feminine primacy and open hypergamy for his participation in realizing women's dominant bedroom fun strategy. The beta man encountering this newfound attraction convinces himself that women's interest in him is genuine and organic. In a sense it is, but although this attraction is perceived as genuine on the part of the woman, it's an attraction born of necessity. That necessity is the need to consolidate on monogamy with a man who will willingly ignore not just her past indiscretions, but participate in what he's been conditioned to believe is his duty as a man from society and start to build a quote-unquote mature adult life with her. A beta at the epiphany phase believes his ship has finally come in and his self-righteous AFC strategy of patience and perseverance will be rewarded. The social convention at the time make him believe he's to be more lauded for forgiving a woman's past, irrespective of whether he can expect praise for looking past the misgivings. The alpha widow or carousel riding wife to be may then convince herself that she did in fact see alpha potential or potential for long-term success in settling in the beta for long-term. While I've had men relate horror stories about women knowing that they were settling and being insecure about their futures before or at the time of their wedding, I'm going to suggest that this foreknowledge is rarely a conscious aspect of women's insight. Turning on their husband to be later in life is rarely a preconceived plan, but is a predictable outcome for men who persist in a beta mindset throughout their marriage. Getting her second best. Saving the best continues to be a seminal post on Rational Male, not the least of which because so many men could relate to the experience. However, this may not have been the experience of discovering a bedroom fun past his wife had no intention of ever allowing him to share with her, but rather the expectation men have of receiving a woman's bedroom fun best in marriage. That may not amount to the bedroom fun experimentation she had in her party years, but for a beta who believes his patience and virtue are to be rewarded at long last, it's an expectation of enjoying the same or better bedroom fun urgency his wife-to-be shared with her past lovers. That beta believes it's his turn, because why else would a woman commit to a lifetime investment in a man she didn't think was the best option? Remember, during the epiphany phase, a woman's rationale for choosing the beta is because she's experienced it all and finally knows better than to keep dating the bad boys who don't appreciate her. Thus, the beta believes he must be the best option for her by virtue of her investment in that belief. And if she's finally come to realize he's the best option, why would she not expect to enjoy her best bedroom fun performance with him? After all, even Sheryl Sandberg said, in time, nothing's more attractive. For the alpha widow marrying the beta in waiting, the comparison of his bedroom fun appeal with prior lovers conflicts with the need to finalize the long-term security she couldn't with the previous alphas, or the men she perceived as alpha. Thus comes reserved, self-restrained, and self-conscious bedroom fun with a new bedroom her new beta provider. She knows the bedroom fun with the beta lacks the intensity of her prior lovers, but falls back on her epiphany phase rationalization that she's doing it for the right reasons this time. The right reason being, of course, getting pregnant to further consolidate long-term provisioning. Our beta simply lacks the same bedroom fun experience as his wife to be to know any better, unless, of course, he finds proof of that experience later. But he gradually suspects her progressive lack of passion, reservation, and self-consciousness by comparing it to spicy content or some of the other women he's had bedroom fun with. Social conventions abound for women to rely on as they become less incentivized to have bedroom fun with their beta after the first child. Body image considerations, mismatched libidos, and well, bedroom fun is supposed to taper off after marriage, everyone knows that, are just some of the pre-packaged tropes ready for use. The turning. Once the first and possibly second child arrives, a woman's order of intimate priorities changes. It turns to that of the child. The bedroom fun reward, the cookie time for good boy for desired behavior or performance turns off, or bedroom fun is used as an intermittent reward for desired behavior, like chore play. Bedroom fun becomes a utility, a positive reinforcer for a beta, increasing her provisioning capacity, rather than the true visceral enjoyment she had with her past lovers. This new functionality bedroom fun represents to a wife, it becomes turning on her husband, who believed he'd always be her most intimate priority. In the instance of a woman marrying her alpha provider, this may in fact be the case. But as with the hierarchies of love, that alpha doesn't have the same concern with and didn't marry his wife under the same pre-expectations a beta does. For a man who persists in his beta mindset, or the guy who regresses into that mindset, this turning becomes more and more pronounced. The turning comes out of the bedroom and into other aspects of the relationship. Finances, family ties, her expectations of his ambitiousness, his asserting himself at work or with their mutual friends. On more and more fronts, he's compared to other men and the ghosts of the alphas she knows or has known. Even though the beta is aware his children are now his wife's true priority, his BP conditioning still predisposes him to sacrifice. Again, he meets with ready-made social conventions that shame his discontent. Is bedroom fun all that's important to you? It shouldn't be, because it's really what's on the inside that counts, but he can't shake the feeling he's slipping out of her respect. This is when beta dad doubles down. His BP expectations of himself require an all-consuming self-sacrificing predisposition. The horse will work harder. His wife may have lost respect to him by this point, but a sense of honor and duty press him on. He doesn't want to be like his oppressive or non-present father. He wants to out-support his father's ghost, or what he believes other guys would do when their marriages get tough. Okay. Back to this here.
I think we could put ourselves
I
at
think-
2, them as 3. Maybe I would put them 4 and then 5, even though you guys are fantastic. They made everyone a good couple to make it hard.
I'd be disingenuous if I didn't rate us number 1. So
You guys at 2,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna put you guys at 3.
y'all for 4, and then you guys for 5.
It hurt us a little bit when we said that we agreed to
Wait until
wait
marriage.
until marriage to move in together.
Even though in that decision we are compatible with each other, it's not very normal, I guess, in society.
Wait, who was the couple that met online during pandemic?
Yeah, so actually, it's really good to not cohabitate until you're married. Because if you're living together before you're married, then there's nothing special about marriage, right? You're just roommates, right? And yeah, roommates with a ring. Like, it doesn't, like, it needs to be a psychological change to go from one state to another, right? It needs to be, we weren't living together to we were living together. And the point being, like, psychologically, there needs to be like an expectation that starts after marriage is the idea.
Oh, so both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Being a COVID couple, not to knock on them or anything, but they haven't melded communities,
Right.
and that's something that's so key in a healthy, thriving relationship, I think.
Guys, I'm not of the same opinion. Okay, just somebody said she looks like she just ate spaghetti.
I'll let you know which of his rankings. You guys have to decide number 1 literally in a minute, and that person needs to stand there.
I'll just say real quick,
Come-
I feel
yeah.
super confident staying here because 4 out of 5 people said 3.
You? I feel like we're sticking at the 2.
Our average was
Well, we were
two.
ranked 2 and 2.
Okay.
Somebody said that she looks like she just ate spaghetti.
Lily and Jonah.
I don't understand why that's funny.
Oh, shit.
By the way, when the girl says that kind of stuff, okay, the "you're so mean, you're so annoying" thing is that's how girls kind of show that they like or that they love the guy they're with. Although I'm pretty sure xQc got cheated on by this girl and they broke up, so maybe I'm wrong about that in their case. But anyway, in general, you don't want to accept insults from your girl, even if they're a joke.
Key in a healthy
Lily and Jonah.
I remember more my own, so if that helps you guys to you just follow what most people said.
If you guys want to argue, feel free.
I want to fight for this.
You guys want to fight?
They were very much like, we are the best, so it kind of was like, okay.
What?
I can't believe you're laughing that hard at spaghetti.
Okay, that's actually disdain. The girl, I think it's xQc's wife, is showing disdain. She's being rude, actually. Like, it's no. It's very disrespectful. Like, xQc allows, he's too permissive. He allows too much. I can tell their relationship is a disaster as well. He's just allowing too much. Okay, let's go on to the Reddit post here. Me, 24 female, I'm getting suspicious of my husband, 25, on what he does every Saturday night. I've been with my husband for 5 years, to be precise. Married for 2. I've known since like the first month of our relationship that he was the man for me. He always makes me happy, smile, be intrigued by him, and he's always there for me when I need him, and all that stuff. But for a year now, he always goes with his friends drinking every Saturday, and returns late. Late as in 6 a.m. or later. I always wake up as he comes home. Though weirdly, it never sounds like he's drunk at all. Though I've not heard him being incredibly drunk as long as I've known him, so maybe it's a me thing. Anyway, these friends of his always come to our house 7 p.m. sharp. I think there have been like 3 times or so that they haven't been here by 7 p.m. And when I mean 7 p.m., I mean not a minute later. And when they've been later, it's been 5 minutes only. Okay, so they're punctual, cool. They never address me unless I speak to them first, and 3 of them always speak rather quiet instead of a more party-going spirit. It's really weird, as to me, you just get a weird vibe standing there with them. My husband is already dressed by the time they come, so they leave in like a minute or 2, and as I mentioned, my husband comes back alone at 6 a.m. or so. At times I've asked to come along because it grew suspicious to me going to shady places like a S club or some sort because my husband never sounded drunk, but also never went alone, unless those friends covered for him. You see, my husband has cheated on me once, but it was in the first year of our relationship, and at the time he claimed to be immensely depressed because a lot of his family members died that year and he couldn't confide in me because I was abroad from us that year unless there was a vacation that I then spent with him because I knew it was a hard time for him. So basically, she went solo traveling, and she's, like, surprised that he went with another girl. Okay. Anyway. I knew that that while not a good reason necessarily, people make bad decisions when they're left to grieve by their own. So after something, we both agreed to move on and forget all about it. Until this year when he all of a sudden made these friends of his, and he's been spending every Saturday night with them, supposedly. When did I break under the pressure of not knowing what he was doing? I began to ask things like, can I scroll your phone for a second? Or almost interrogating him by asking him what things he was doing the whole night and why I always came back so late. He always casually gave the phone for me with no problems, and I couldn't find anything even after scrolling on like 5 separate times. I knew I was going too far, but he somehow didn't mind and said he had nothing to hide. However, this is where some weird stuff begins to show itself. He doesn't have any real conversations with these friends of his besides the one message saying they're coming for him on Saturday night every week between 6 and 6:30. They all message him this at this 30-minute interval every week and have no conversations nor a reply back of any sort. I've also asked to tag along, but this has almost always been denied. And when I was allowed to come, we just went to the bar and drank like he said he would. His friends still didn't talk to me unless I spoke to them first, and they barely drank anything. Maybe like 3 to 5 beers, and that was it. Then at 5:30, we all went our separate ways, and me and my husband would go home. He was only drinking like 4 beers or so. Nothing of note happens, which just makes me feel even weirder. Especially when my husband just casually talks to me but barely speaks to his supposed friends at all. When they do, it almost feels like no energy is being put into the conversation, just casual talk like you'd do with a coworker. Nothing like anything else I've seen go to a bar which friends do. There isn't any excitement or fun to speak of. And the times where I do get to tag along, it always had to be a week in advance as well. Never on the day when his friends are at my door. I'm telling you, it's just the weirdest thing to me. And I don't know if I'm just crazy or if there's actually something going on. Okay. So it actually sounds sketchy to me too, guys, but I don't think she's cheating. I think it maybe is more sketchy than that. Okay. So here's the top comment with 134 upvotes. Some random ideas that come to my mind are they're covering for each other and their wives, and they each have an affair partner they can go with. They're into illegal activities and they aren't friends at all, just business partners. They're a part of some kind of male-only club, but they don't want the wives to know. Honestly, I just find it strange that he spends every Saturday with these people, yet they aren't friendly. One would think your husband and them are good friends from the amount of time they spend together. So wouldn't they want to get to know his wife, even just superficially? Have you noticed any new behavior from your husband? More spending, more money coming in, changing style of dress? Yeah, so the person is implying that he should stalk them. Yeah. Could be illegal behavior, could be a cult. You don't know. This is hilarious. Okay, guys, we're just going to end it here. This is not what I expected. Okay, we're going to end the video there. Again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit that sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have Patreon exclusive content, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe. Again, it's patreon.com/theheliosblog. You could also drop me a donation like Tom M here. Shout outs to him. Link is in the description. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to listen to the video, especially if you listen to the end. I really do appreciate it. You guys are wonderful, and I will see you next time.